Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this research edition of the All About Wrestling podcast. This is Raw Wrestling Talk. And today, boy oh boy, talking about Matt Riddle and his current situation. That's right, folks. I am live, coming to you early. It's the early edition on a Tuesday. Folks in the live chat, thank you for joining in. Mr. Spades, Fandito, as always, my top supporters. So if you are unaware of what's going on, Matt Riddle has been suspended again. Second time. All right, second time in the course of a year. Potentially gone for 6 weeks plus rehab. Okay? He failed his first test over the summer. And this is a major blow, I guess, to him, not to the company, because let's not get it twisted. WWE can move on without him. He's technically a number, but he's entertaining. He's very talented. I think Mr. Spades put that out there. He's very talented. And he failed a drug test. From what I understand, this is the violation of the WWE wellness policy. And he was told, according to Cassidy Haynes from bodyslam.net, rehab or be fired. That's right. So my question is, what did he use? What did he use? Folks, we're going to talk about this. We're also going to talk about some other things that we've seen on social media, potentially his new girlfriend. And I don't wish any harm on no one, but as a professional talent who's making millions, close to millions. There's some things that you have to do. You have to uphold a certain type of image. Millions of people watch you around the world on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, depending on what show he's on. And it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yes, we're talking about Matt Riddle. If I could put the showrunner up right there, Matt Riddle suspended. It's the second time. All right, so from what I understand, he failed his test over the summer, and I do want to get into the wellness policy. So WWE, their wellness policy is on their corporate website, and a general policy, it states, the non-medical use and associated abuse of prescription medications and performance-enhancing drugs, as well as the use, possession, and or distribution of illegal drugs by WWE talent are unacceptable and prohibited by this policy, as is the use of masking agents or diuretics taken to conceal or obscure the use of prohibited drugs. So that's, if you're using, you go out and you purchase some type of product to hide the fact that you have used. All right, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to have people call in. But I want to do a deep dive, all right? Let's talk about this. He's going through a lot. From what I understand, he's divorced. He was, I guess, indicated or alleged to have had some type of sexual harassment complaint in the past. That's all done. All right, he has got a new girlfriend. I did mention that. And so we're going to talk about that, all right? Folks, make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. All right. This is the All About Wrestling podcast. And feel free to call in. This is a weekly research show. All right. This is not the briefing. Do not get it twisted. That's on the weekend. I have my coffee here. Cheers. It's going to be a quick show, but I do want to talk about this. There's a poll in the live chat regarding another situation with Vince McMahon, who clearly it's stated that he wants to come back. Multiple reports. All right, so the phone lines are open, folks. If you want to call in, let's talk about it. Shout out to Fandito. I see you, Mr. Spades. That's good. That's good. Nothing like coffee on a weekday. All right.
Mind of AK?
All right, let's go. Let's call in. Let's talk about it. Mind of AK. Hello, sir.
What is going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. How are you?
I'm good. You picked the right time to bring this show up, didn't you?
Hey, we gotta stay with the trends. It's trending right now. I'm on it. I'm on it. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts about Matt Riddle and his second violation of the wellness policy?
Well, first off, they really hit the first one because I didn't know he violated twice, unless they're doubling up on him. Um, I had no idea he violated twice. So, number one, above anything, I truly hope whatever he needs to get the help and tend to his personal life, if this is a factor of that, he gets all the help. Like I stated, he is very talented. Outside of the allegations you already brought up, the Goldberg thing, the legends aside, you can tell he has this synergy with the fans, everything like that. I hope he gets everything that they need him to get as far as help. I don't want to speculate what the drug was. Obviously, it wasn't marijuana since they don't test for that, as Vandita brought up. But it kind of sucks because, he is so over with the crowd. He is a natural baby face. And him not being on the show, especially for Raw, I really feel it's going to hinder the product here a little bit. I don't know how you feel about that, but I actually look forward to seeing what him and Elias are going to do the next couple weeks.
How about that? How about that? It sucks because regardless of whatever booking they had, whatever plans they had, whatever storylines they had, it's scrapped. It's scrapped. You did mention that WWE they no longer test for marijuana. I do want to get Fandito on in a little while because he mentioned some stuff in the live chat. Of course, it's alleged. We do not know for sure what he did, what he took, but we can speculate. As wrestling fans, we do have that right to speculate. Do you know of his new girlfriend or his alleged new girlfriend? Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that, and I also, in the same token, if the rumors are true, I think he'll be fine. And I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with that, but that's the one thing that I was always concerned with. He went through a lot in a very narrow window of time, which I think what was helping him was the fact that he was paired with Orton and the programs that they had him in. It helped him take his mind off of it. But if you hindsight being 2020, if you look at the promo between him and Seth when they were setting up the second bout, not the fight pit match, actually it may have been the fight pit match where they did, it was for the fight pit match where Seth said, you don't have your kids and they don't want to see your bleep ass anymore. His face, I don't think that was fully acting. Whether they planned that spot or not, you could tell that this was still a sore spot for him. So we all have our grievances. We all have our way of coping with things. I really don't feel he had a productive way to cope. So if he has relationships with people, whether it's his children, whether it's a new love interest, friends, family, I hope he has something. And I understand the company, look, do rehab or you're gone. But at the same time as well, they have an investment in him because, like you brought up the allegations with the sexual assault charges before, WWE was fully aware of that before they signed him. So they knew this was going to be something looming over his head, and they still put the time to invest in him and build him up. They want to protect their investment, and I'm sure they also care about his well-being as well. But at the same time, I really hope he takes his time to basically be able to focus on his demons, correct whatever he needs to correct. But I've seen photos of his new love interest. I think he'll be okay.
Folks, if you were unaware, his new girlfriend, Misha Montana, all right, she posted a picture of them on Instagram, actually making out. Misha is an adult film star. She's 5'2". She's from Reno, Nevada, on the West Coast. From what I understand, he's from the West Coast as well. Potentially, maybe they have a relationship prior to this or prior to making it, but who knows? He seems very happy. And do you think that in any way that this can help or hurt him, that whole situation?
I consider it a flip at the coin. I didn't know she was from Nevada because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I don't know if she's from Vegas or not, but I think it's a flip of the coin. like I stated before, healthy relationships can do nothing but better people. You want good people around you in your corner, whether it's friends, relationships, family. From what I'm assessing from the little research I've done, he needs that type of commitment in his life at the moment. The one thing I can state was the programs they had him in WWE, I feel could have been a distraction for him. And whenever Orton left, he was kind of left to his own devices. Then you put him in the program with Rollins, which let's not also forget, him and Rollins do not like each other on a professional level, personal level. They do not like each other. Albeit it was Riddle's fault for comments he made about Becky Lynch that Seth is defending his wife. I understand that. But that program couldn't have been comfortable for him or Seth to go through. So if this is a product of that, again, any relationship that he can get that will boost him up versus have him be subjected to this again, I don't think can hurt. But again, I don't know her that much. I don't know much about her outside of the photos that I've seen. But again, just totally from a outside standpoint, it looks like it'll work. And I think that's what he's striving for, is to try to find a connection to somebody. If it's her, if it's anyone else, so be it. I just, like I stated before, we all have our demons. I really hope he takes his time to actually conquer his, and this doesn't become a watered-down Jeff Hardy. And I don't want to bring Hardy's name into this, but I'm really doing this for comparative purposes, how this could go between the two.
Now, let's touch on that. You did talk about, and Fandito mentioned it, Rollins and Riddle may have had made up since then, because otherwise he wouldn't have had the program. Not necessarily. Matt Riddle has always had a chip on his shoulder, which is one of the reasons why I like him. He kind of reminds me of a Shawn Michaels. He has his own attitude, and he doesn't change it for anyone. How professional do you think that was for them to actually have that match and not stiff, considering their differences?
Well, if you saw the interview that Seth Rollins did with, I forget his name. He does a lot of stuff for Barstool Sports. Seth Rollins says, look, when the camera's on, I'm Seth Rollins. When I'm in the back, I'm Tyler Black. We're not going to go out for a beer. We're not going to do a handshake. But Seth is a consummate professional, and he's not going to do anything to put a dark cloud over his head. Because with Seth, he has that over his head, too, that when people work with him, they get hurt. With the Finn Balor situation from SummerSlam, with the Stain situation from Night of Champions. He doesn't want this to be on his record either. Oh, I hate this guy, so, he miraculously just got hurt. But I will say, though, from a program standpoint, mentally, that had to have took a toll on Matt. Especially the comment where he says, when your wife divorced you, your kids don't want to see your bitch ass anymore, pardon my language. That, again, acting aside, that is possibly a real situation. I don't know how often he gets to see his kids anymore. I'm not sure how much this situation is going to help put a further dent in his relationship with his family, if there is one. Again, I don't want to speculate. Again, I want nothing but the best for Matt, not just because I'm a fan of his, but I really don't like to see people have demons that they can't conquer. And I really, like I said, just to add to the side of that, you touched on the professionalism of that. I do want to give kudos to Riddle and Seth that they did have a strain of very, very intense matches, and there wasn't any glaring issues or somebody was stiff, or you could clearly see people are going for receipts. Like, they literally were in a fight pit where if anybody's going to get hurt, this would be the match, right? Especially the way that the fight pit was set up, where there's a giant hole in the middle of the ring, and there was nothing that happened, between the two. Right. So I'm hoping, like I said, at the end of the day, this can be seen more as a sabbatical. Let me clear my head. Let me get my head on straight, come back and be better from it, versus, okay, I'm being punished because I can't take my life and put it in my hands. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it stings because I really feel his presence not on Raw anymore is going to be something that is going to be somewhat of an initial burden. Him and Elias were doing something good. You could even tell without him there last night, they put in Kevin Owens into it. It's a glaring hole where Matt Riddle wasn't there. They tried to, storyline it where he's going to be out 6 weeks because he has the voice issue, all of that. But you can tell him not being there just didn't feel right. Especially, they tried to also reference the stuff with KO and Elias before. It just felt forced. And that's the one thing when you take into Raw and SmackDown, the synergy of the storylines doesn't feel like things are being forced like they were on the Vince era.
Right.
This is the segue. If you could tell, I'm trying to master the segues here. They don't feel forced. And last night was the first time under Triple H's era I felt something was being forced because they had to do something with the talent. Again, I understand why they did it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. He needs help. Whether he admits it or not, he needs the help. He needs to get himself corrected. I just hope he does actually adhere to it. And this does it again, become a Hardy 2.0. You're suspended, go get clean, come back. And then a year later, 6 months from now, we're in a repeat scenario. I don't think it's going to be the case because they're flat out telling him this is your third shot or you're fired. I think he's mentally aware enough. This is my livelihood. I'm going to take it seriously. But at the same time, like I said, it just sucks for a myriad of reasons.
Absolutely. Thanks. Valuable input. And before you go, I want to get to some more calls here. Please share your platform.
Yes, sir. So as I say on YouTube all the time, I'm a writing sculptor, sculpting writer, or whatevs. You can find me on YouTube. It's at Mind of AK. My Instagram is at Mind of AK. Pretty much I'm a YouTube and Instagram person. I do TikTok sometimes, but not often. Twitter is not my area as well, but I'm trying to get back into it. But if you guys are into really seeing cool art pieces and hearing stories being told by myself, my YouTube is where it's at. I'm on a road to 1,000 kick, so if anyone listening wants to like and subscribe to my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. And I'm also a wrestling fan at heart. A couple months ago, if any of you on October 6th could not hear, it's because I broke the sound barrier when Bray Wyatt came back. So I apologize to everyone listening for that. I hope you guys can hear. Clearly you can hear if you're listening to this show. But that was me, and I apologize. But glad to be on the show. Bobby, great job as always, and I'm going to keep tuning in.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Folks, please check out Mind of AK on YouTube. Go to his channel, subscribe. Very, very great videos. He's also, if you go to my channel, he's in the area where it shows podcasts to actually check out. All right, so bone breaking action is in the room. Hello. Some good comments there. Folks, I am screening my calls because I do not like bill collectors. So before you call, and Fandito, I have your number, so I know it's you. If you're going to call in, just type your area code in the, because I am screening my calls, folks. I dodge the IRS. I dodge them all. All right. So we're talking about Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, again, second violation. How many more chances do you need as a professional wrestler? Great talent. New girlfriend, potentially. I mean, they were making out. Who knows if it was a publicity stunt or if they just wanted to kiss. I mean, people do that all the time. This is a new era. And, you know, this is what we're dealing with. Fandito, got you. Bone breaking action. What are your thoughts? We got a poll going on in the live chat as well regarding this whole Vince McMahon thing. Are you surprised Vince McMahon wants to come back? Currently, no. 83% of people said that they are not surprised that Vince McMahon wants to come back. Wow. I didn't think he would ever want to come back, but I mean, this is the love of wrestling. We all have the love of wrestling. We're fans, right? All right, let's go to the phone lines. Who we got?
535.
Hello.
Hello.
Fandito, what's going on, brother?
Nice to be here. Doing good.
Yes. Always a pleasure having you. We're talking about Matt Riddle. I do want to get your perspective because you mentioned allegedly it wasn't, well, we know it wasn't marijuana because the company does not test for marijuana anymore. It's practically legal all over the country. If you could guess, and we don't know for sure, but what do you think was in his system or what he took? And what are your whole takes?
From what I've heard, cocaine and a trace of MDMA.
Wow. So that's some hard stuff, right?
Yep. That's what I've been hearing.
That's what you've been hearing.
I've seen his outside report lately.
Okay, so do you think he'll bounce back? What's your take on the situation? Do you think any, I guess, of his past experiences have contributed to this, with going through with his ex-wife, being accused of sexual assault? Break down this incident from your perspective, please.
Well, from my perspective, I think that the divorce and everything that he's been going through for years, where he's been accused of things that he didn't do, is finally starting to take a toll on his mind. And it just sucks that they getting spent like this, because I didn't even know that he got spent the first time because I kept it under wraps. But now, hearing that that's violates the second time, it just sucks, because he's been building up things. He's been doing good. Everybody working with him. He's been all the place, and now everything's just beaten down. As Vince said, I hope that he does bounce back. But from what I'm seeing right now, he just needs to take some time to himself, get better, come back a better man than what he was, and just avoid anything like that anymore, because I feel for him.
Yeah. And this is not to make fun of him. This is not to berate him, but we're wrestling fans and we have opinions, and we're going to talk about this as the trending topic right there. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
We wish the best for him. What are your thoughts about Misha Montana? Do you know who she is?
Yes.
Do you think that is a good look for him? Do you think that hurts his reputation? What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
What was the report about him?
So apparently, Misha Montana, she took to Instagram. She posted a picture of her and Matt Riddle making out. Since then, it has been taken down because I searched for it. That's what I do. I searched for it. It's
and
gone.
That's his new girlfriend?
Allegedly. We don't know for sure. But considering everything that's going on, what's your take? None of our business. You think it affects him at all?
It is none of our business. If she's his girlfriend, good for him. It's not really any of our business what he does, what he sticks in, or whatever he does. Because we're all human. So if he's dating her and they're dating and she's sharing that, that's her business and his business. But at the same time, I understand from a fan perspective that you want to make a comment about it, but at the same time, if he's happy, just let him be happy. Because he dealt with a lot of shit this year, and also years prior that's led up to everything that's happened to him this year.
Very good points. Very good points. If you can, why don't you share the podcast you're a part of? I'll put the banner on the screen if you like.
I am part of the Nice Game podcast. I'm always promoting it on my YouTube channel, which you can find. It's called Bandito. Just search it up, and you should see it as the first thing you find. I'm always on there promoting. I'm always making videos for the podcast. And every Wednesdays and Thursdays, we come on live. And on occasion, we will do special live reaction parties. That's right, the Nice Game podcast. That's awesome. Where it's at.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Thanks for calling in, man. As always, we love having you. And folks, Fandito, if you can see, he's a moderator for the chat. All right, so check them out, please. Felix, I see you. I see you in the live chat, brother. What's going on? If I can read some of these comments. Bone-breaking action. Vince was sucking, but I will never turn my back on Vince or Hulk Hogan. No matter how bad they get, they made life good for so many years. All right, Felix Nosik, let him get his nothing to do with wrestling. And I love everyone's perspective. You know, we all have valuable perspectives as wrestling fans. The thing that I would like to say is the fact that anything that's placed on social media is free reign. That's right. If it's put there for us to view, if it's put there for us to comment on, to like, dislike, it's free reign. It's fair game. All right. So, suspended for the second time. We've talked about that. Live chat. And in the poll we have, are you surprised that Vince McMahon wants to come back? So most of you said no. All right. So we're going to be doing a lot more of these shows. during the week. Also, folks, make sure you go to allaboutvwrestling.net. We're going to be doing our mystery prize wheel. We're giving away a mystery prize box. All right, so make sure that you check it out. I think we're going to extend it. We do have it set for next Sunday to join during the briefing, but we'll let you know, all right? Also, continue to follow this story as well as the story with Vince McMahon is picking up, because from what I understand, there's current reports of more drama, more people wanting to file claims, alleging that they want money from some kind of sexual harassment, sexual acts involving Vince McMahon. Go to New York Times. The New York Times is all over that. Make sure you go there and check it out, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about it. Also, make sure you check in on Sunday. We're going to have the Wrestling Online report, the WOW report, yes. So we're going to actually highlight and chronicle all of the news stories for the week. That's what we do on Sundays. And this Saturday, if you're in Philadelphia or the Pennsylvania area, make sure you check us out at Icons of Wrestling at the 2300 Arena in South Philly. Folks, it's been real. Mr. Spades, Bone Breaking Action, Felix, Fandito, all of our viewers, thank you for tuning in. And we will catch you on the next one.